what's up, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a political My 2 cent video. And today, we talking about the final results of the 2016 election, though. All right, and well, after 2 days of the whole coverage, though. I have to say that while I am disappointed that Hillary did not win, and I am still disappointed though, I've accepted the election results. Like it or not, even though I voted though, like it or not, it is what it is, okay? It's not the results I wanted, but I have to accept the reality for what it is though. And basically what we've seen so far, even with the election over, there are people who are still upset about this. Some have gone as far as rioting. I think there's been some reports of some folks rioting out in the streets over this though. And I have to say that while I understand their frustration, and unfortunately, and I share their sympathy in terms of it though, where I would say I would stop short, however, is the rioting and everything else. So I really think people need to sort of like tone it down. Yes, there are ways you could voice your opposition to Donald Trump winning the presidency in a way that doesn't become where you have to damage people's properties and everything like that though, all right? I have to say that this election, if anything that came out of this also, is that we're still a divided country in lots of ways. I think just seeing basically the whole just seeing how Hillary won the popular vote but Trump won the electoral college, and it just really shows how divided we are. We are divided both not only racial, we're also divided, gender, and we're also divided economically as well. And I think there's going to have to be a lot of healing going on right now and a lot of soul searching though, all right? And I have to say though that it's not going to be easy though. I think this is a moment where we all going to have to find a way to come together and address a lot of the problems in this country that really, when I looked at though, is that we really have kicked the can down the road for so long that we've just chose to ignore it though. So I think we're going to have, like I said, we're going to have to address the race issue in the country. We're going to have to address the economic issue in the country. We're going to have to address the gender issue in the country. So there's a lot of things that are going to have to be addressed. And I am hoping now, with this election over, I'm hoping at the very least, all the poisonous blood that was out in this election is gone. I know that for some are going to try to rub it in. I know there are going to be some out there, but I'm hoping now we can try to move on and try to address a lot of the problems in our country, though. As for me, well, I'm disappointed Hillary didn't win, though, but I am happy that some of the legislators, some of the propositions in California where I live, though, basically did pass though, all right? So, and I often view myself as sort of a left of center kind of a person. So for example, 64, I am very happy passed. That is the legalization of marijuana in the state of California. Now, I support that though. I voted for that though, and I think marijuana should be legal though. At the same time, I also think it should be taxed and regulated though. I also think it shouldn't be sold to excuse me, anyone under the age of 21 though. And I also do believe that if you are an employer and you have an employee who comes in, stoned or unable to work, much like if you have an employee who comes in drunk, unable to work, I think you should have a right to discipline that employee though, okay? You want to get drunk or you want to get stoned, do that in the privacy of your own home when you have nothing better to do, okay? Don't come to work, drunk or stoned in any way. So that's my take on that though. But overall, I am happy that one passed. So that's sort of my left of center view on that one. The other one that I believe passed though was Prop 54 though, so I voted yes on that. And what makes that interesting though is that the Democratic Party in California was against this, and so was the several Jewish progressive groups, and I support those groups though. And I'm happy at least here in California, we have a Democratic controls state legislature. That said, though, I do agree with what was written in Prop 54, which allows this. Prohibited legislators from passing any bill unless published on the internet for 72 hours before vote. Require legislators to record its proceeding and post on internet. Authorize use of recording, though. Fiscal impact. One-time cost of $1 million to $2 million and an ongoing cost of $1 million annually to receive legislators meeting and to make those meetings available on the internet. All right, to me, I agree with that. As much as I'm glad that Democratic controls the state legislature here in California, I do think at the same time that people should have a right to know what folks up at the government are passing, though, and they should have a right to know, and they should also have a right, to voice their opinion, whether it's for or against it. So even though the Democratic Party was against Prop 54 here, though, I was, however, they were against it. I, however, was in favor of it. I really think it should have passed. I'm glad. I believe it did pass. Let me go double check just to make sure. Prop 54. Yes, it did pass. I'm very happy that it did, though. So, I don't know if all the votes are in yet, but looks like it will be. But I am pleased about that. As for the election for Donald Trump, I'm going to come out and say this very honestly, okay? I'm going to take the high road in some ways on this to a certain degree, okay? And let me explain, though. While I am disappointed that he won, though, I will accept the election results. Even though I vote for Hillary, though, I will accept the results for what they are, though. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I will do that, though. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. But I am not going to greet him with open arms. And the reason why I will not greet him with open arms is basically because of his comments that he made against blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, Muslims, the disabled, though. This is one I really have an issue with him on, though, especially when he mocked a disabled person. And as an individual with a learning disability who's been in special ed from preschool all the way through high school, I have a really big issue with that. So I'm not ready to greet him with open arms under any circumstances, though, whatsoever, though. Even if someone pays me to do it, I will refuse whatsoever, okay? He wants to heal and bring the nation together, though. He's going to have to reach out to a lot of people, especially those he offended during this election. Especially the Khan family when he made a comment about their son who served in the military, who earned a Purple Heart. And those who defend Trump on this, though, basically you're saying that it's okay to mock any family who had a Purple Heart, though. That's basically what you're saying, though, okay? And of course, women as well, especially from his Access Hollywood tape, too, though, all right? So I'm not willing to greet this man with open arms under any circumstances, nor will I buy anything with the name Trump on it, though, okay? He wants to be a uniter and bring people together. I need to see proof to back that up. As the old saying goes, action speaks louder than words, okay? So if he wants to be that uniter, let's see the proof to back that up. Also, I think that with the Republicans now controlling all three, the White House, the Senate, and Congress, though, the thing is that the ball's going to be on them now, and that basically means that if things go south, they're not going to be able to blame the Democrats. They could try all they want to, even right-wing media like Fox News, along with Sean Hannity and all that, could try to spin it all they want to. But if things go south, if the economy tanks, if things go very badly under a Trump campaign, then it's going to be on them, and they're not going to have anyone else to blame on this one. This is on their shoulders now, all right? And we could see a situation where the Democrats could regain control of the House and Senate. And don't think it has happened. Don't think that it will never happen before. It has happened. Remember what happened when the Iraq War went south after we toppled Saddam Hussein and how chaotic the situation got though? Democrats came in, I think it was both the House and the Senate, And that really forced, George W. Bush to change the position and abandon his so-called stay the course argument that he made, though, all right? Remember what happened when the recession happened before Bush left office? That had an impact, though, and that's one of the reasons why Obama got elected big time, though. So it could happen. Now, many would say, well, why didn't Hillary get elected? Well, I think there are several factors to take into consideration. I think the trust factor and enthusiasm factor certainly was not there for Hillary, though. I think that while it's important to reach out to minority voters, blacks, Hispanics, Muslims, gays, so on, I think it's also important to reach out to also white non-college educators voters as well. So I think that's an area they may have missed. And I think it's clear that you can't rely on states that are heavily Democratic, though, such as, like California is or New York is, though it's clear they have to sort of change the strategy from what they had before, though, all right? And it's going to be a lot of soul searching, but you know what? They will have to really re-examine a lot of things in terms of their approach and so on, though. Well, I will say that, like I said, wish Trump the best of luck. I surely hope he doesn't go over his head, though. He has to realize that this isn't going to be like The Apprentice. He's not going to be able to say you're fired if things don't go his way. And even if the Republican-controlled Senate and Congress decides to vote against what he brings up, though. All right, so he's not going to be able to have that kind of position, though. And what's even more amazing as well, and this is another thing, though, is the fact that one of the reasons why Hillary lost was because a lot of Democrats did not vote in any way. A lot of them did not vote. And I think, like I said earlier, you did not have that enthusiasm with like Barack Obama did. Hillary Clinton did not have that as well. But the biggest one has to be the fact that, and this is one I caught my attention, was, the San Francisco 49er player who basically took a knee during the national anthem. Well, I think it was Colin Kaepernick. Again, if I'm saying his last name wrong, I apologize, though. Well, apparently he didn't bother voting at all. All right. Now, I will agree, and I have a link in the description. You can take a look at that. I will agree, however, that he is entitled to not vote. In fact, all those Democrats who did not vote for Hillary, though, they are entitled not to. You don't have to vote on election day. You don't have to at all. You could simply not vote at all. That is your call, and that is your opinion. But keep in mind that by doing that, you really have no reason to complain. Why complain about what you agree with what the president's doing or not if you're not going to bother voting at all? Same with the Senate and the House. If you're not going to vote, what reason do you have to complain? That's sort of the thing. So on one hand, I kind of understand the protesters out there who are upset about Trump winning. But at the same time, though, I can't ignore the fact that how many of them chose not to vote? And if a lot of them chose not to vote, then there's really not a whole lot you could complain about, okay? If you vote, though, then I do agree you have a legitimate reason to complain. If you don't vote, then to me, there's really no reason to complain at all. So it's going to be very rough it's going to be rough for a while, though. So I'm hoping, and I'm going to leave it off on this, though. I am hoping that a lot of poisonous blood has been let out of this, and I'm hoping we can try to unite as one and try to address a lot of these problems. Otherwise, if things start going south and I'm hoping Trump stands by his word saying he wants to be a uniter, okay? Even though I didn't vote for him, and even though I'm not going to greet him with open arms. Like I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and I will accept the election results for what they are, though. But I will say this, though. If things start to go south, if the economy starts to tank and we go into another recession, if things start start getting worse than they were under Obama, then you could be sure Trump will probably be voted out. And you could be sure that that Obama coalition might come back and vote Trump out, enough to basically bring in someone else, bring in a Democrat, though. So they may have won, though, but it's not going to be easy if things go south. It's going to be on their shoulder, though. All right. I know it's tough coming from a guy who's wearing a Bob's T-shirt that says "I love you, but you're all terrible." Though I know it's kind of a little surprising to come from someone like that, but I just hope things turn out well, though. I really do. All right. Anyway, this concludes my thoughts about my 2 cent video about the election, though. Again, these are my opinions. What are yours? Are you happy with the election results? Are you not happy with the election results, though? Did any of the propositions that were in your state pass, though? Were there ones that you were disappointed that didn't pass, though? Do you think, are you going to give Trump the benefit of the doubt, or you're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt at all? Though? Or are you going to be like me, where it's like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to greet him with open arms in any way? Anyhow, sound off on the comments below. Let me know what you think. I hope you hit the like button, though. I really would appreciate it, though. And I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. I do a mixture of a lot of things, both gaming and, other stuff outside of gaming, my opinion about other stuff. Anyway, this concludes my 2 cent video, though. I will see you again next time when I do another video, hopefully to be soon. Until then, I will say I wish all of you, it's afternoon in Southern California, so I wish you all a good afternoon, and I will see you again next time, though. Bye!